Good afternoon, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 14th of July. This is our daily recap. We've had a really kind of nice day here in the market. Not quite as strong as I thought we were going to get after that CPI number and the bank reports, but still a nice day. So we were weak overnight, and there was nothing going on. South Korea bounced. The oil is up quite a bit because of concerns that this whole 20% fee is going to just create more inflation and whatever. But the market doesn't care, and that's all that's important. So you look at the ES, and boy, I had a nice trade on that one today. And overall, we're trying to continue to break back out here. We talk about oil just real quickly. Oops, real quickly here. You see that nice move there. Bonds tried to bounce but didn't hold it, and the VIX here came back down but still up off last week's lows. The SPY, back up here. And again, we're in a market pullback slash consolidation phase, right? Here was your high, 5% pullback. We still argue whether this candle is valid or not, but whether it is or not, it's either it is or not, it still hit that 5% pullback a little bit. And now here we are, and we look ready to go, and earnings just need to deliver. So let's talk about what was good today. The XLF new all-time highs. JP Morgan, all-time highs. I caught a little piece of that today for a nice trade. Goldman had a blowout report, new all-time highs. Bank of America hit the all-time highs, pulled off of it ever so slightly. The turds in the punch bowl, Citigroup, they didn't like that report. They sold it off on their conference call. And Wells Fargo was kind of a mixed report, and they sold that back off as well. We get Morgan Stanley tomorrow. So the bank's overall strong day. Before the market opened, we had that CPI report, and that CPI report was exactly what you want. It was the first time in about 6 years where we had negative inflation, meaning there was no inflation, it was negative. It was a negative zero point 0.4 number. If they don't revise that, that would be great, and that's good for the market. I will say that the Fed fund watchers didn't really change their forecast, but we'll give them time to come around to that. The other big thing was Warsh was on the Hill today, and if you didn't listen to him, he was very well spoken. He sparred very well um, with these housemen, these congressmen. He didn't take their bait. He was well spoken. He was very team building. I'll use that word. Kept saying we. The Fed has this. He wouldn't throw Powell or anybody under the table, despite some of the senators. I'm sorry, the congressman trying to get him to. He also wouldn't take the bait on the other side of it. So he was very, very good. I mean, wouldn't touch stuff, wouldn't go after areas he wasn't supposed to. Whenever he got asked questions that was not part of their mandate, he would just say, "That's just not what we do." I thought he was well done. He'll be back on the Hill in front of the Senate tomorrow. The big news came out pre-market was IBM. So IBM came out and pre-announced, and they basically, when you read between the lines, they said they're going to mix on revenue. They blamed a bunch of deals not closing based upon CEOs and the companies being distracted by cyber concerns. They also said that we're seeing money go into CapEx instead of software. That's one of the big fears that this market has, and that with the cloud space. So here we are. We were a little off the lows, but overall, this is one of the ugliest days we've seen in IBM for a long time. And no, I'm not buying it here. However, if you were in the room this morning with us, and we talked about this, and we said, let's see how IGV reacts. IGV was down big pre-market. I said, let's see what it does. Because last time we had bad news last week, it came raging back and engulfed the previous day's candle. Guess what? Did it again today. Palantir was the leader. Beautiful move on Palantir. A bunch of guys in the room traded that. They did very well with it. Nice move there, though not holding it. Microsoft, not so much. Salesforce had a nice comeback move. Snow had a nice comeback, right? You get the idea. ServiceNow. Oracle, however, looks like death warmed over and new multi-year low and just really looks bad. They just don't want it. So we had some nice action there. We saw some nice action today in the semis and names, specific names. Now, the semis overall to me still look potentially vulnerable. We continue to dance around here on the 50-day. We can't really break above the 21-day and get a close above it, but overall we're holding in. Graham, the memory space is a little stronger today, getting back to the 50-day. SKHY, this is the new IPO, the South Korean memory name, having a huge day. Nice move there. Micron, okay, little bounce here. SNDK, same thing. They all still look vulnerable. STX, right? You get the idea. AMD continues to hold. It tried to break out today of that 560 area, but couldn't hold it and came back in. Intel was up earlier, still holding it. It still doesn't look great. Marvel, meh. You get the idea here. A lot of these names just not looking all that fabulous at the moment. Nvidia had a nice day. Boy, nice little move on this one. And this is one you could have grabbed later in the day. Look at your down candle. It didn't really get going till all the way over here until around after 11. Nice move on Nvidia, clearing all the moving averages and breaking above net last week's highs. So we're seeing some money come back into Nvidia. We'll keep an eye on that. Google had a nice afternoon. Nice move here to the 21 day. Meta, despite being down a little bit earlier today, came back and went green and overall continues to look well off that big 2 day move. SpaceX, not so much. Looks like it wants to go down and test that 135 area. Could bounce back. What am I missing, guys? Overall, it was just kind of a quiet name. Hey, tonight after the close and before they open tomorrow morning, we have ASML, our first look at a semi. We have J&J tomorrow morning. We have Morgan Stanley tomorrow morning. Taiwan Semi will report on Thursday morning. We already know they're going to beat. We have Netflix on Thursday night. We have PPI tomorrow morning. Now, I'm expecting a good print off of PPI based upon CPI. Let us fingers crossed and hope we get that. Warsh will be back on the Hill tomorrow, but he's already spoken at length, and the market usually doesn't pay as much attention to day two of this Fed governor's testimony. Outside of that, we'll get back at this tomorrow. I'll open up the room early again for data, and let's have a great evening, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Have a good one.